Hey everybody, today I wanted to talk about making a YouTube channel and what are some of the things you're going to have to do, kind of the thought process, and what does it take, I guess, these days to start a YouTube channel if you wanted to. The answer is not very much. Video's done. Okay, you can leave. It's actually very, very simple. It doesn't take a lot to start a YouTube channel right now. YouTube's very popular. Everyone's got a channel. More people are watching YouTube than ever before. It's giving cable a run for their money as people just switch their viewing habits to their phones and computers and stuff like that. Honest, I cut the cable cord years ago, and don't regret it. There's not a lot on TV you can't watch on the internet, unless you're into sports or watching news. That's the two biggest things you're going to take a hit. But movies is all Netflix now, and Amazon Video, whatever it is, Prime or Hulu, whatever those things are. So you got your movies on the internet. Tons of YouTube channels on there for every interest that you have. Again, history teacher. I like history shows, but everyone knows History Channel is not what it used to be. And to be honest, there's way better history content on YouTube these days than History Channel's had in a long time. So there's some really good history shows out there. I got some nerdy hobbies. I like to watch some of those shows that relate to it as well. So really, YouTube's great sometimes, just because of the sheer amount of content they have. It's always every day something new. Reruns is not a problem on YouTube because there's always something new showing up. So it's kind of interesting how viewing habits change. And YouTube's a great tool to help grow your brand, help grow your business. And if you haven't started yet, the best time, of course, was yesterday, which means the best time to start one is today, which is why I started my channel, get it going, take my own advice. So what does it take to start a YouTube channel? Like I said, very, very little. In regards to technology, honestly, all you need is your laptop, which is what I'm doing right now, or your phone. My daughter has a YouTube channel. This is not my first one. I have a few other ones, but she has her own channel, and we just film it on my iPhone, right? Very simple, very easy. The mic on this is pretty good, actually. It's an iPhone 8 is what it is. And the camera and the mic quality is not bad. So you could entirely shoot a video on that, and you're good to go. And there's other things you can add later on. You can get a microphone, testing 1, 2, like I have. You can get some lighting. You can get some fancy video editing software if you want. But really, you don't need that. I'm literally just shooting right now, like I said, on my laptop with my fluorescent lights in my kitchen and this microphone right here. And the video, not the greatest, but it looks, it doesn't look terrible. It looks like everything else out there. So technology, everyone has the ability to make a channel now. The hard part is figuring out, what is your channel going to be about? Well, no, that's the second hardest part. What is the point of your channel, right? So this obviously is kind of about, entrepreneurship and motivation and just kind of a little personal blog for me, whatever I want to talk about, I guess. But, it kind of has a focus on, business, startup, mindset, and learning through failure. My daughter's is your typical YouTube kids show, right? She makes cookies. She tries to do bath bombs a couple times, which is harder to make than you might think. She's done a few unboxing videos, just like all those other, super popular YouTube kiddie shows out there. She watches them. And one day she asked me, like, Dad, can I have a YouTube channel? I'm like, yeah, sounds fun. Let's do it. Let's try it. And so that's kind of where that was my first one, and that's kind of how I learned to put things together. So you just shoot your video, you upload it onto YouTube, and when that is done, there's some extra things you can do You can tag the video just like you would a website article with some keywords that might make it stand out. You can write a little or large description of the video in there, and you can do hashtags as well to make it a little easier to find. You name your video, and I think I talked about before, you can select a thumbnail for your video. YouTube will give you a choice of images taken from your video, and it will just randomly pick one, which is what I do on mine. Or like a lot of more polished YouTube channels, you can actually make a custom graphic, like a header or something, and you can post that on there as well. That will take some photo editing software, and it's a little bit of an extra work, but that's not hard to do, and it makes your show look a little bit more professional as well. With regards to music, there's a ton of free music websites out there, license free songs that you can download, and you can put those into your videos. There's sound effects you can use for video editing if you want to do that. Again, for this channel, I don't want to keep it very simple, but if you do want to get into editing, I think most computers now have video editing software built in, or you can download something off the internet. Even your phone, you can edit videos on your phone. But I just use, I think, Windows Movie Maker because it's on my laptop already. It's not too hard to use. It's very simple. You can't get too fancy, but you can just make basic cuts and edits and add in music and stuff like that. And for my daughter's channel, that works just fine. So again, the technology is there and costs you very, very little. The hard part, like I said, though, is an idea. What is your channel going to be about? You can do it on, again, like a hobby that you have or a niche that you are interested in. I don't care how small or like irrelevant you might think your hobby is. If you're into stamp collecting, coin collecting, gardening, hiking, crafts, pottery, whatever it is, I mean, you can do YouTube channel on anything. Those ASMR videos are just people eating into a microphone. I'm weird, right? Here, wait. I'll try that. Here. I don't get that, but whatever. People watch that. You can do commentary videos. Like I said, if you have a skill, you can teach it to someone on your YouTube channel. You can get very professional and make high produced content if you want to. There's just, there's too many things you can do. Try and pick one kind of one type of content to focus on, and then work on that. So that's like I said, the second hardest thing to do. The first hardest, and probably what maybe is the scariest, the most daunting, the thing that people don't realize is time. It takes a ton of time to commit to and make good content on YouTube, right? My daughter's videos were only about 10, 12 minutes. And just for me, I'm not a pro, learn as I go, but just to edit one of her videos, to take 45 minutes of footage and to edit it down to a 10 or 12 minute video and add a little sound effect, it takes me almost all day. Like, I'm sure people are faster at it than me, but it just takes time to get it polished. And YouTube's hungry. That algorithm, it wants to be fed. So you got to make sure you're turning out content left and right, day after day. And it's a grind. It's a huge grind. So if you want to do a channel, that's awesome. That's great. But if you want to try and rank in that algorithm, you got to make a lot of good content, and you got to make it's quality and quantity is what YouTube likes to see. And just the time is so much. You see all these famous YouTubers, and they just like turn out product left and right. But I guarantee you, most of those people now, they're just paying somebody else to edit those videos for them. When they got started, I'm sure they did it themselves, but it's just so time consuming. It's the other side of creation that you just don't recognize and see. That would be a good YouTube channel or a good episode, maybe just showing people the editing process, start to finish, and just how long it takes. And again, this is only like a 10 or 12, kids channel video I'm making here, and that's nothing. It takes a lot of time. So make sure you are able to commit to it, have a good idea, make sure you got the basic technologies, and as always, like I say, just start. Just get in there and get your feet wet and try making content. It is kind of fun. It is kind of cool to have your video on there and share it with people and show people, hey, look what I made, right? It is fun. It is cool to share that way. But like I said, to be serious with it, it's a huge commitment. It's a second or third job for you. So just be aware. Um, it just takes a ton of time. And in the beginning, it may not even be worth it if no one sees your content or if it just kind of languishes out there. So, no overnight successes. Like, well, I guess that's what Marvel. Anyway, it just takes time. I'll leave it at that. So, all right, that's all for today. I'm out. I got work to do. I'm sure you do too. So go out there, be productive, and catch you guys later. Bye.